The WBC World Lightweight Championship. The fight between the defending champion Jim Watt and Sean O'Grady, the challenger. It will come to you live from Glasgow, Scotland, the very industrial town on the River Clyde, where Jim Watt successfully defended earlier against young Howard Davis, the brilliant Olympian at Montreal back in 1976. Chris Schenkel is standing by in Glasgow, Scotland to bring you that fight as we begin our telecast tonight.
This special ABC sports presentation is brought to you by Pontiac, taking on the world with Pontiac know-how. By Brute for Men by Fabergé. Make every day your Brute Day with Brute by Fabergé. And by Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is 2 a.m. Saturday morning in Glasgow, Scotland, as we speak to you live. Nat Basso has just introduced the 21-year-old challenger from Oklahoma City, Sean O'Grady, chewing his bubble gum, called the Bubblegum Bomber. Now you'll hear a cheer for the Scottish hero. £135 Jim Watt, 133-pound Sean O'Grady. Well, Halloween is over. This fight nearly was canceled at midday yesterday because of a letter sent to the O'Gradys threatening the entire family's lives. The officials here assured him that they would have strict security, such as frisking everyone, including us, as we came through the front door. Further security surrounding Kelvin Arena here in the heart of Glasgow, Scotland. The same type of security accorded the royal family on their visits. They confiscated a lot of bottles of spirits. Let's hear what Sean O'Grady had to say about the letter.
I'm very frightened for my family, not so much for myself, but for my family and even getting out of town after the fight. I've been very happy here in Glasgow, and I would like, if I win, I would like to make some defenses here in Glasgow. But I don't know, I was really scared today, and I'm sure that it's going to hamper my fighting just a little bit. I'm very sure that I'll be worried about my mother and my two sisters and my grandmother.
The referee in the ring is Raymond Balderou of Paris, veteran of 30 championship fights, 5 in the United States. The two judges, the best, Harry Gibbs of Great Britain and Arthur McConney of the United States. The southpaw on the left in the blue and white trunks, that is 32-year-old Jim Watt, giving away 11 years to the 21-year-old 5'10.5" lanky lightweight who weighed in 2 pounds under the limit at 135. Watt hit it right on the button. Very precise in everything he does. This is his 4th title defense. All of them right here in his hometown of Glasgow, Scotland. The WBC rules are in effect. 10-point must, 10 for the winner of a round, 9 for the loser. 3 knockdown rule has been waived. A mandatory 8 count is in effect. You cannot be saved by the bell. And here in this lightweight championship bout from Scotland Live, they are wearing 6-ounce English-made Bailey gloves. This is a probing round. You can see the difference in their height. With his back to us in the green trunks, if you're watching in color, 5'10.5", and that is tall for a lightweight. Sean O'Grady from Oklahoma City, born in Willie Nelson country of Austin, Texas. Whereas Jim Watt, the champion, the southpaw, is 5'8", weighed 135. Again, we repeat, he is a 32-year-old champion. Since being under the guidance of the finest in managers and trainers from London, Terry Lawless, he has come from a washed-up fighter to a worthy lightweight champion in the WBC ranks. O'Grady now, his father has been trying to get him to box. He is a brawler. He has 65 knockouts. His first 9 professional fights against opponents whose ability we have questioned were by 1-round knockouts. 56 of his bouts were in Oklahoma City. He had 23 first-round knockouts. We're in the very first round, coming up to the 2-minute mark. This is a scheduled 15-round bout, a probing round. Oh, very good. Left hand by the southpaw. He is a converted natural right-hander, which means that his right-hand jab is perhaps a little stiffer than most lighter division boxers. Jim Watt in blue on the right now. And we're a little surprised O'Grady trying to get him very, very close. He has looping shots. He throws them from every direction when he opens up. He's game. Both fighters have been known to cut. Surgery done over the right eye of O'Grady in the green trucks. And his father told us that it was done for cosmetic reasons, not to stop him from cutting. And those were good left hooks by the challenger. We're coming up to the 10-second mark of round one. A glancing right hand by the champion. We'll be back in Scotland in about a minute. Raymond Balderou of Paris, the referee, brings them together. On the right, the #1 ranked lightweight contender in the WBA, ranked #3 in the WBC, under which this bout is being conducted. That's Sean O'Grady from Oklahoma City, the champion. This is his 4th title defense, all of them here in his hometown. So Sean O'Grady, 11 years younger, is not only going to have to contend with the fists of the champion, but an entire nation behind Watt on the far side. This is the 2nd round. Again repeating, Harry Gibbs and Arthur Mercante of the United States are the 2 judges. Good combination punches by the challenger. He's a toe-to-toe slugger, but he is showing some restraint, which is probably wise, as we're only in the 2nd round. And Jim Watt knows exactly how to maneuver his man. The ability to cut off the ring. And you'll notice that the southpaw keeps his opponent in front of him at all times. Very, very clever. Watch how Watt moves. But those are menacing jabs in the face of Watt. There was a left-hand lead by the champion. The challenger in green, 5'10½", likes to throw right-hand leads. Neither fighter marked. Reaching the halfway point of the 2nd round. Watt has been a slow starter in the early rounds, except his last bout, which we covered right here in Glasgow, in a 15-round decision over Olympian Howard Davis. He won the first 6 rounds on the judges and referees' cards. Now he's applying the pressure for which he's known. 2,200 fans paying about $125 a ticket are showing their vocal support behind the champion with a minute to go in round 2. And O'Grady was stunned. O'Grady had his head snapped back, his knees buckled. This is the 2nd round. We have 35 seconds left in it. Jim Watt, the champion, buckled the knees of the challenger. Denny Little Red Lopez was the only fighter to defeat the challenger in green. A 4th round knockout before Denny Little Red became the flyweight champion. So Watt, who has a total of 25 knockouts, showed his punching power. Trained in London, came back on Tuesday night. And putting together the 1-2 punches now. Less than 10 seconds in round 2. A nosebleed now, the challenger. It's approximately 2:15 a.m. Saturday in Glasgow, Scotland. I'm Chris Schenkel speaking to you from ringside as we go into round 3 of this 15-round lightweight championship bout. If you just joined us in the 2nd round, the challenger, tall, lanky Sean O'Grady of Oklahoma City, was caught by a fast combination thrown by the champion, the southpaw in blue. It took Sean about 30 seconds to recover from his knees buckling. Sometimes this is an indication of condition. Taking so long to recover would be a lack of condition. Although the O'Grady clan has been here in Glasgow for a total of 2 weeks, preparing, getting their body clocks set for this early morning bout. And again, a jarring right hand by the champion. He's shortening up his punches and trying to get way inside. He is the aggressor now. And it appears here in the third round that O'Grady is content to counterpunch. Neither fighter is marked. Near the end of the second round, a nosebleed. O'Grady on the right. You see that? Doubling up on his jab and then throwing a right hand. Fortunately, a good defensive fighter like the champion Watt snapped away from it. But there was a left hand lead by the champion. Not a flush landing punch, but a damaging one. About a minute and 15 seconds remaining in round 3. Good slipping of punches by the challenger, Sean O'Grady. Sounds like an American football game. Instead of shouting defense, they're saying easy, easy. Well, no title fight is easy for either boxer. With a minute to go in round 3. You saw O'Grady try to get to the solar plexus. Champion answering back upstairs, the head. Those are probing jabs. They're also an offensive and defensive weapon. Don't forget, following this live coverage from Glasgow, Scotland, nearly 2:30 and Saturday morning, Howard Cosell, Larry Holmes, and Muhammad Ali back in our New York studio, and for the first time on home television, that fight staged October 2nd in Las Vegas. Holmes, Ali, less than 10, round 3. All right, the 18.5 by 18.5 ring. Kelvin Arena in the heart of Glasgow, Scotland, live coverage. 4th round, scheduled 15-round lightweight championship bout. If you just joined us, the 5 feet 8 inches tall, 135 pounds on the far side, the champion, Jim Watt. Tall, and in the last round appeared to be a little tired, perhaps from the heavy punch he absorbed in the second round, the heavy combination. Sean O'Grady from Oklahoma City at 133. Again, repeating that the O'Grady family, midday Friday, yesterday, receiving a threatening letter, threatening the lives of the entire family, including Mr. and Mrs. Pat O'Grady, parents of the challenger, grandmother, Mrs. Marjorie Harms, and the 2 sisters, 23-year-old Colleen, 18-year-old Rosie O'Grady. The young challenger shook it off very calmly. Parents were naturally very upset. Security precautions in effect. Oh, there's a good right-hand lead that caught the champion flush, and he is flustered right now. So this is the 4th round with 2 minutes to go in it. Quick hands on the part of the challenger. Reddened areas under the right eye of the champion on the right, Jim Watt. And a nosebleed stained again by the challenger. We'd like to alert our local stations along the line that we'll be taking a station break at the end of this, the 4th round. Remember the 10-point must system. 10 points to the winner of the round, 9 or less to the loser. There was a solid left hand. Not on the jaw, but on the nose, and the challenger comes back. He's a fighter more than he is a boxer in the classic sense. He's only gone 15 rounds once in his career. He's gone 10 rounds 4 times, whereas the champion with his back to us, the southpaw, has a lot of experience. 15 rounds 4 times, including his last title defense, and there was a slick, crisp combination. And that right jab getting through the gloves that are held just a little low on the part of Sean O'Grady in green. Seconds till the bell, round 4. There again, subtle body moves by the champion, causing him to miss. We'll return to Kelvin Arena in Glasgow, Scotland after this word from our local stations. It's now Raymond Balderou as we get ready for round 5, as they're taking a little long in the corner of Sean O'Grady. That was his father, Pat O'Grady. Worries about his 21-year-old son as we go into the 5th round. Remember that the Holmes Ali heavyweight championship bout follows this. First time on home TV, and tomorrow more action, doubleheader action. NCAA college football live at 12 Eastern time. The first half of the doubleheader, South Carolina versus Georgia. Carolina 14th ranked, Georgia 4th ranked, featuring 2 of the nation's premier running backs, George Rogers of South Carolina and Georgia's freshman phenom, Herschel Walker, followed by 5 regional games. Check your local listings for time of game, second part of the doubleheader in your area. And now a trickle of blood from the nose of the champion on the far side. And that body punch, which fell a little short, thrown by the champion, was answered by a combination to the nose. They're relying mostly on head hunting right now. We had the last round even. First round even, with Watt winning rounds 2 and 3. Arthur Mercanti of the United States, Harry Gibbs of Great Britain, and the referee Raymond Balderou of Paris are judging it under the WBC rules. Those are dangerous powder puff jabs thrown by the challenger, feebly laying them in there. Especially they could be crossed by the powerful right hand of the southpaw. Now he's starting to lunge, the challenger, losing his tempo here a bit in the 5th round. But again, there's good maneuvering by the champion, subtly cutting off the ring and keeping his opponent right in front of him. A glancing right hand that nearly caught the button with a minute to go in round 5. 44 bouts for the champion, 37 wins, 25 knockouts. He's been stopped twice by cuts. His opponent on the right, stopped only by Danny Little Red Lopez. His last fight, 1 of 4 this year, September, against Jose Gonzalez in Oklahoma City, a 3rd round knockout. And the champion in blue, less than 30 to go in 5, defended successfully for the 3rd time against Howard Davis of the United States. And now more blood coming out of the nostrils of the champion. So the only damage thus far, nosebleeds. Neither fighter's been knocked down. Oh, those were powerful punches, and the defense snapping away, slipping the punches. Fortunately. All right, we go into the 6th round, scheduled 15-round championship bout. There is tremendous flow of blood from the nostrils of the champion, Jim Watt. His manager, trainer, and cutman, Terry Lawless, went to work on it. And over the left eye, a little bit more than an abrasion. Not a wide cut, but it's something we'll keep watching here. 2 of his 7 losses came on cuts over the eye. Now up on his toes is the lanky lightweight, 5'10 and a half. By far his most formidable opponent. Bleeding again from the nose of the champion, whereas O'Grady's corner has been able to stop the blood between rounds from Sean O'Grady. They really get into close range like there. Very few punches. Raymond Balderou of Paris has had little to do staying away from them, letting them box. Again, glancing punches, and the blood is flowing now. Jim Watt, the champion, against the ropes. Quick hands and pressure by the challenger. going for the lightweight championship of the world. Coming up to the 1 minute mark of this round. In measuring, there is a half-inch difference in the reach. However, O'Grady in green often uses his reach to better advantage. Shorter punches by the champion trying to get inside. 40 seconds till the bell. Watt's corner will again have to try to stop that nosebleed. Good punches by the challenger. We have 25 seconds left in the 6th round. The challenger in green, Sean O'Grady of Oklahoma City, ranked #1 in the WBA, #3 in the WBC. Raymond Balderou punches up. Resume boxing. The bell in less than 10 seconds. Live from Scotland, where we'll return after this. It's 2:30 a.m. Saturday. Live from Glasgow, Scotland, the champion fighting in his hometown in the blue trunks, Jim Watt, 4th title defense. His opponent, 5'10.5" at 133, the challenger from Oklahoma City, who we believe convincingly won that last round. Now, Jim Watt, the champion, has a nosebleed. He has a tiny abrasion or cut in his left eyebrow, an abrasion on his right cheekbone. So the punches that the lanky challenger throwing are hitting the mark. Backing away, up on his toes, Sean O'Grady. In his career of 74 bouts, Sean O'Grady fought 6 southpaws. And he's doing it properly, keeping his lead foot outside the lead foot of the southpaw. In other words, staying away from the power, but he has to be careful of this converted right-hander, the champion Watt. Got an idea of Watt's quick reflexes coming off that rope and back within range. The heavier punch was on the forehead. Minute and a half to go. There's a good left hand, a missed right hand. The right hand, very effective now by the challenger. Whether it's part of a 1-2 or a right-hand lead. Both fighters have been knocked down. In the case of Watt, he has gotten off the canvas, as he did here in this arena in a title defense against the Irishman Charlie Nash. All right, 50 seconds remaining. 7th round. We're going to stay with the two fighters between rounds. That the champion didn't want to pin O'Grady against the ropes. And here in the 7th round, Sean O'Grady in the green trunks, getting a little wild, missing. But the body movement of the champion causing some of the misses. Those are cuffing inside of the glove blows. Good right hand by O'Grady. Short. Okay. There they are. This 18.5 by 18.5. 21-year-old Sean O'Grady. His father is right in there. 53-year-old former carnival boxer Pat O'Grady. On the left is Rodney Gibson, a Cherokee Indian from Oklahoma. Also in the corner is boyhood friend Mark Taylor. And here you see Terry Lawless, the incomparable Terry Lawless, is a manager and trainer of world-class fighters. Working on the cut in the left eyebrow, on the nosebleed, the abrasion on the opposite cheek is of no consequence at the moment. But this can become a very serious problem as we go into the 8th round. Listen to the Scots. entire O'Grady family. There's Mom. She's the business manager with her hand on the bottom ring rope. Jean O'Grady from Oklahoma City. The daughters are to her right as Raymond Balderou of Paris, France, calls him to the center. The PA announcer, Nat Basso, announces round 8, and here it is. Because of the hour of the start of this bout, approximately 2 a.m. Glasgow time, the challenger on the right trained at this ungodly hour. In fact, he got his body clock in 2 weeks to fit to this, whereas the champion trained in London, came in on Tuesday night, went to bed a lot later, but trained in the daytime. And oh, what a careful champion he is on his diet. He has to be careful of that right hand thrown by the challenger. In fact, the entire upper portion of Watt's face becoming very, very puffy from the punches. Nice little left hand, letting O'Grady know that there's some power in it. You just noticed that the wife of Jim Watt, the champion, the lively redhead Margaret, has left the arena because of the blood. His 10-year-old son also leaving. And Watt now being beaten with a punch. Again, the nose bleeding. Cut in the left eye. Kept under control, and there was a little uppercut thrown by Sean O'Grady. Another one that missed. Round 8 of the scheduled 15-round bout. We thought the blood would most likely be flowing from the face of the challenger, but now it is really coming out of the nose of the champion in the blue trunks, Jim Watt. Got a repair job in 35 seconds here in Glasgow, Scotland. City of 1 million people. And you can see Watt having trouble breathing now because of the nosebleed, opening his mouth, trying to breathe through it. And that is difficult with a mouthpiece in there. Here in the closing 10 seconds, Watt looks almost desperate. 5 seconds to the bell. Manager of Jim Watt. Look at him go to work feverishly, and the cut in the left eyebrow, the nosebleed, the abrasion on the right cheek. Now we come up to round 9, and it appeared that the champion got a little rattled near the end of that last round, and rightfully so, because blood was flowing from everywhere. It's very disconcerting. He's up on his feet now, whereas in the opposite corner, Pat O'Grady takes his time in getting his son off the very, very low corner stools as we go into the 9th round. Much of the damage coming from the gloves of the challenger. He throws punches from everywhere, and now a warning to the O'Grady corner. Warning, Mark Taylor, Sean O'Grady's boyhood chum, to remove the buckets from the ring apron. Raymond Balderou, very strict Parisian. Sean O'Grady's punches come from every angle. Sometimes the punches landing from weird angles will cause the cuts. Most often from good, solid blows, splitting the skin. Very difficult challenger to fight. Now there's a big mouse under the right eye of Sean O'Grady. Huge swollen area. It's really puffing up. He still has vision from it, but you can see it. this round, which has 1 minute and 15 left in it. Remember, for judging the fight, 10-point must, 10 to the winner, 9 or less to the loser. This is the 9th round, slow-paced, peddling round. I recall one clinch thus far. Minute to go. Brady keeps coming in and out, and a right-hand lead found its mark. And now there is a big split, a cut on the right side of the champion, Jim Watt. His 4th title defense. The Scottish hero in trouble. Damage from the fists of the challenger, angular. Sean O'Grady, 30 seconds. Round 9. And now Raymond Balderou takes a look. Probably call in the doctor. The doctors can only recommend, Dr. Barclay and Dr. Shea, that it's a terrible cut. It is a vertical cut, not horizontal. This is a vertical cut. And the doctor now, the Scottish Boxing Commission comes in, and he can only recommend to the referee. And in the past, Raymond Balderou and many of the European referees stop bouts much more quickly than they do in the United States. I'm surprised that they allowed Terry Wallace to put pressure on that cut at the stopping of this round. 20-some seconds remaining. The 9th round, a crucial 1-minute rest coming up. And O'Grady now senses that he might cause enough damage to have the fight stopped, and he would be the champion. Looking to the referee. Remember that the time was stopped while they checked the cut, and it is bleeding. Flowing down the right side of Jim Watt. And the champion is in trouble. The best combination that the challenger has landed tonight. Punches like Larry Holmes throws and Muhammad Ali used to. All right. Now Terry Lawless, manager and trainer again. He has 4 places to worry about. The cut on this side in the eyebrow, which is not as severe. The nosebleed, but the vertical cut along the outside of Jim Watt's right eye. That's the one that could take the title away tonight as we await the start of round 10. A big round for the challenger. And the Scots, the crowd is with the champion. But it's the champion in the ring now that has to launch an assault, an offense of his own to try to knock out the challenger, because this could end because of the damage done to the right side in particular of Jim Watt. 32 years old, superb condition. And here they go now into the 10th round of this lightweight championship bout. At this moment, Terry Lawless, great cut man, stopped the bleeding. But that one punch now has caused the nose to bleed again. Watt in the blue trunks. Sean O'Grady, the challenger, in green. Good right hand by the champion. He's going to have to throw more of those to keep O'Grady away. Put some ice on that mouse under the right eye of O'Grady, and it's taken some of the swelling away. Other than that, O'Grady is not marked. Now back to boxing. The champion trying to get the right jab. Trying to set him up for a powerful left hand. deep a cut on the right side, partially reopened. But wisely, the champion is throwing that left jab. He's got to keep it out there to keep a hungry Sean O'Grady off balance. Nose bleeding, restricting breathing now. 10th round. Slipping inside with a minute to go now in round 10. He started to switch to a southpaw stance, the challenger. But only momentarily. Thought it better to go back to the right side. The crowd thought that was a heavy punch by the champion. It was a glancing blow. Up close in our WBC and ABC coverage. Amazingly, courage of the champion showing here. Winning this round, the 10th. With an offense and still trying to protect the cut on the right side. Throwing that jab. There was a short hook. And now a butt has caused a split on the forehead of Sean O'Grady. An accidental meeting of the heads. Holy mackerel.
Treasury Secretary Miller just admitted inflation is the greatest threat to our...
O'Grady, we're looking at his father, working on a huge gaping hole. Watch now for what it appeared to be an intentional butt. Coming forward was the challenger who complained. And you must defend yourself. Watt took advantage of it and hit him on the chin. So, patchwork done now. Big 11th round. Lightweight champions live from Scotland as we come up to 3 a.m. in this River City, Glasgow. The cut above the bridge of the nose is bleeding already. Cornermen can be so important. It's blood that will impair the vision of the game challenger from Oklahoma City. Wow. The fans here, partisan fans for Watt and Blue, who's picking up the pace after seemingly out of it in the 8th round. The 9th. It's as much red as I've seen from a cut on a forehead. Sean O'Grady sustained it. Look at it. Marginal thoughts from threatening letter. Now a huge cut. This is becoming a brawl now. We have a minute left in this, the 11th round. Raymond Balderou staying at a far distance. I'm surprised he has not checked the seriousness of the cut in the forehead. Now he's getting a little closer and looking in with 45 seconds left in the 11th round. We get an opportunity. We'll give you the WBC rule. In case of a cut caused by an unintentional butt. Now we're in the final 25 seconds. And what's this? Calling for the doctor. Raymond Balderou. Stopping the clock here in the 11th round with about 25 seconds to go. Rodney Gibson coming up to sponge away the blood. Pat O'Grady, the dad, looking on. And the doctor says okay to continue. So here we go in the final stages of the 11th round. They could only sponge it at that point, and it's bleeding again. The bell very soon, round 11. That's the bell. And now again, before the start of round 12, both corners, their skill as cut men coming into play. The WBC rule states that if a cut is caused by an unintentional butt, they should notify the WBC representatives that it was a butt and not a punch. Then if the fight is stopped subsequently, the scorecard should be consulted, and the fighter ahead on points should be declared the winner. However, the Parisian French referee, Balderou, did not see the butt apparently. It was on, he was away from it and did not see it. All right, here we go. This is round 12, scheduled for 15. Both fighters showing the trademarks of this profession. There have been no knockdowns. Both have landed solid punches, but most effective punches have been the damaging, cut-opening punches. No way to stop the blood from flowing. The cut above the bridge of the nose of the challenger. No possible way, at least while they're fighting. Holmes Ali to follow this as Howard Cosell, Larry Holmes, and Muhammad Ali are in our New York studio. It's 2:55 a.m. Saturday in Scotland. And I might mention to Muhammad Ali that Jim Watt stayed up till 4 a.m. to watch you and Larry Holmes fight for the championship in Las Vegas. That's when the closed circuit came to Great Britain. Nosebleed. Again, Jim Watt in blue, the southpaw. An awful looking cut. And that's it. The doctor comes in. The fight has not been called. Signaling for consultation from the physician. The Scottish Boxing Council has two, Dr. Barclay and Dr. Shea. Here comes the doctor, who needs a little better physical conditioning. A little bit of weight. He had trouble getting up those steps. Now, looking at that deep cut above the bridge of the nose. 35 seconds left, 1:35, excuse me, left in the 12th round. Doctor says, continue. And now, Margaret Watt, the wife of Jim Watt, is back in the arena to see the conclusion of this bout. Just difficult on vision when the blood flows from a forehead cut. And some of the Scottish fans now are almost booing their champion. Did he be going for the cut? And again, they're getting their heads awfully close once more with less than a minute. In comes a program. The programs are coming in. What they want the referee to do is stop the fight so Jim Watt will keep his title. And Sean O'Grady's mom cheering along with the two sisters in the far corner. There you see them. just beneath, and there, that's it. That is it. So, the referee from Paris, France, on his own, here in the 12th round, and Jim Watt in his 4th title defense successful. With 2 minutes and 37 seconds left in the round, the fight has been stopped. All right. Well, it was a game challenger, Sean O'Grady. We don't know what the scorecards would be, but we think that Sean O'Grady, as we look at our unofficial card, more than held his own. And it was a gaping cut above the bridge of his nose that finally the referee. But the cut was caused from a butt, apparently not seen by the referee. In our viewpoint and from a videotape replay, it appeared accidental, unintentional. But a game challenge by Sean O'Grady. And here is the champion in his 45th fight. He has won it. So that was his wife, Margaret. And we're going to leave Scotland now at 3 a.m. on Saturday and go back to a more civilized hour in the United States and our colleague, Howard Cosell.
Thank you very much, Christopher. And we're going to turn our attention to Larry Holmes against Muhammad Ali in just a moment. Right now, these words from our